I need to make a PSA to all of my brothers out there. If you over the age of 20, fumbling a real woman is not a flex. Honestly, it's not at any age, but I can understand if you're still a teenager, you're still a little boy. But as you become a man, you should put away your childish thinking. Ain't nothing cool, ain't nothing lit about having access to a woman who reserved access for only those she saw as special, and then proving to her that she was wrong about you from the very beginning. You ain't getting no cool points. You're not getting no pat on the back. Not from nobody with common sense. Because anybody who got half a brain is going to understand all you're trying to do is cope with all that regret. All you're trying to do is escape from all of that shame and guilt that you're feeling deep down. But I know good and well, anytime as a man, you know deep down you had a real woman by your side and you messed that up, every night that silence get loud. Y'all ever notice those guys that were players in their younger days? Maybe they still are. They just can't be alone. A lot of times that's because they're trying to escape from all of that shame and that guilt at the end of the night. Because instead of facing it so they can actually become better versions of themselves, it feels better to just keep on saying, you know what, I just need to find me in the next, miss one, next one, 15, come, you know what I'm saying? Next 15, another woman gonna be right there. A lot of fish in the sea. I need my brothers to understand something because I had to do, I'm gonna tell y'all the backstory in just a second. It ain't nothing cool about you realizing what you had too late. I don't know why we romanticize this. I think it was 90s R&B, and I love me some 90s R&B, but I'm just keeping it real. All of that pleading and begging outside made it seem like it was cool as a man to wake up to your blessing after you lost it. It ain't. Let me just go ahead and put this out there for all my brothers out there. You got a real one in your corner right now, man. Please do not mess that up. You still letting your single habits trickle on into your relationship, brother. It's time to stop it. It ain't nothing cool about knowing you had a chance to build with somebody who wanted you for you, who had really taken care of her, who God had favor on, God's grace was all over her life, and you dropping the ball. Let me kind of give you a little bit of backstory, man. Yesterday I was in the gym. It was a little late, so I didn't want to come on and talk about it yesterday. But I was in the gym, and I'm typically not in these circles of guys who even think like this. But there's a couple of younger brothers, you know, after school and all that kind of stuff. A couple of younger brothers, and one of them, he's showing his boys his phone. Y'all know how little dudes do. Oh, I had her. I hate to say it. But I'm sitting there looking, I'm like, all right, let me mind my business, gonna get up out of here. Then I heard him, he get to talking. He ain't just talking about her body. He like, man, she used to do anything I say. She did this, she did that. Yeah, she got a scholarship to woo woo woo. Young guys now, young guys. And I'm thinking to myself, like, he's saying this like it's cool. He had this girl that was so into him. She was like, hey, you know, whatever date you want to go on. I'm listening to him like, man, yeah, I just took her to McDonald's. She was cool. And I'm like, you dummy. She didn't even need you to ball out on her or spend a lot of money. She wasn't judging you for being broke. And you bragging about not having her no more. Yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, she did this, that, and the other, and she's smart. You know what I'm saying? But he's not saying she's smart. He's like, she got academic scholarships all over the place. Like, she's smart, she's humble, and she was trusting of you. I'm like, wow. Was I that dumb when I was little? I had to be. Because I can't be that different, but I'm like, wow. There are guys who even today still talk like that. It reminded me of another conversation I had a while back. And I was, you know, I'm at this point, this is about 10 years ago when I first began. But, you know, I knew some people or whatever. So there was a young lady that was a public figure. She's doing her thing. She's, you know, got a nice brand. This guy's like, yeah, I had her. It's what I would imagine Beyonce's ex does. Anyway, he's like, yeah, I had her. And I'm knowing her. He don't know this. I know her. And I'm like, I know her to have been a solid chick back then. And I don't know anything different about her now. I hope he don't think I'm admiring him because he had her. Of course, he means sexually, access to her, whatever. But I'm just like, dude, you fumbled her. Your hindsight is somebody else's 2020 vision right now. Like oh yeah, you know, back then I had her. All you showing me is all the bad decisions that you made. All you showing me is all the ways that you missed those blessings. That's all you doing to me. And again, do you? You're a grown man. Make your bed and lie in it. But some of y'all making your bed with bed bugs and you keep trying to cope, but I'm here to tell you it's getting worse. Like, it's not going to get better. It's only going to be so many people and a certain intellect of people that's going to continue to be impressed by how many bad decisions you make. This is why I'm so big on like, hey, man, right now, it ain't like anybody ever been perfect, but right now, brother, if you got a chance to hear that woman and what she's saying to you, brother, please listen. If you got a chance to, show that woman that she's special and she's a priority, if you got a chance to grow up and acclimate to the challenge of being with a woman who's willing to hold you accountable, please do it now. Ain't nothing cool about after the fact thinking about how you had her. Man, imagine somebody talking about, yeah, I had this winning lottery ticket. I threw it away. I had that lottery ticket too. That lottery ticket was worth $100 million. I ripped it up. And you're looking at him, you're like, but you broke now. You're financially in a really bad spot. And hey, look, it's just what it is. It ain't broke shaming. But you're bragging about all the wealth you could have had, but you don't. I'm all for us as men living life, learning, growing. If I come across a brother, he talking about a real one that he messed up with, and since that point, he's done some deep diving into himself. He went to therapy. He changed his decision making, his environments that he was in so he could be better. All right, cool, man. You know what I'm saying? We all done been. I've been there. We all done been there. That's good. I'm talking about y'all, ladies, y'all not in these conversations. There are brothers out here who miss out on you, and they think don't nobody see through what they doing. But in order to try and escape from the pain, to try to gaslight themselves, they start bragging about how they had you. All I'm thinking is, but you lost her. You lost her. You losing that real one in that context, brother, that's not no testimony. That's a tragedy. That's a tragedy. Sir, you are a victim of your own demise. You are a victim. You are not cool. You're not lit. Let me put this matter of fact before I forget, because somebody going to ask about it. Side note, I am giving away $1,000 tomorrow. I'm giving away $1,000 tomorrow on my free webinar. Just side note, I put the link down in the caption. If you want to come and learn how to change your financial situation next year, I got a leading credit expert going to teach you how to repair your own credit, and I'm going to give away $1,000. I gave away $2,000 last week. Back to what I was saying. Brothers, hear me and hear me well. Time waits for no man. Neither does a good woman. Y'all be thinking a woman going to sit around and wait for you to develop, sit around and wait for you to keep getting it wrong, so you can get getting wrong out of your system like you weren't supposed to have that done before you met her. And then after is what you're going to be. You're going to be the equivalent of these men who got on a Letterman jacket in their 40s, still bragging about their heyday back in the 90s, early 2000s, back when they was in high school and they was cool and they was all American. You're going to sound dumb to anybody that's mature, to anybody that actually smartened up. I'm not saying you can't make no mistakes, but if you're 30, 40, 50 years old, and all you do is live in the past of all your past quote-unquote conquests, there ain't no conquest in losing the one that God sent to heal you and love you and walk with you in your healing journey. There ain't nothing conquest about that, brother. All you telling me is you're a slave to something that's conquesting you, that's costing you what should be your blessing. Somebody say increase the volume. Can y'all hear me now? Now, am I making sense to anybody? I'm really putting this out to my brothers out there who you have a real one right now, but we've been misled to think we got time, and I mean time to keep messing up and being too immature and young, et cetera, that there's always another woman just like the one that you found that's going to find in you the potential that you don't realize. Like, I need y'all to understand, so any brother watching this, like, do not think that you just go keep getting 10, 11, 15 chances. It don't work like that. Matter of fact, let me put it to you like this. Your missed blessing is going to become another man's answered prayer. And you really going to be sick. You're going to feel that in your chest for the rest of your life. If you look back and you know God sent you somebody who wanted you for you, didn't want nothing from you but loyalty, quality time, priority, consistency. and you messed it up. And you get so confused into thinking she can't do without you. Because that's what happens. For ladies out there, it can be kind of confusing to a man who don't know no better. Whenever you express, I love you, I want to make this work. It's me and you. I'm down for you. Why can't we just talk about it? You sure? Why you keep hurting me? All of that communicates to an immature-minded man is that you ain't going nowhere. You can't live without me. That's what it communicates. Possibly narcissistic, yeah. But an immature-minded man is going to look at that and think, oh, man, I'm like a cat. I got 9 more lives. I'm straight. But you're not a cat. You're not a cat. You're a raccoon. You're a possum. Like, you know what I'm saying? You stink. You tripping. That's not the one that got away. That's the one you pushed away. Now, you can hear it from me. Oh, I ain't trying to hear that. But your conscience going to tell you. You know, here's the funny thing about how God made us. There's only so long we can be willfully ignorant. I know it sounds like, oh, no, D, I know some guys in there. Yeah, but they just got a little bit more endurance. It's only so long we can be willfully ignorant to the fact that we not getting the same girl twice when we get a real one. Like it's only so many. There may be a lot of good women, but as far as that good woman who sees in us what that woman saw in us, we can only be willfully ignorant for so long to believe our own delusion that she's just another chick and we can get another one, et cetera, et cetera. At some point, that realization going to catch up to you and it's going to hurt. That's what I mean. I don't mean we can only be ignorant, for a month or two. I'm talking about at some point, you're going to get to the age of those men who's saying, hey, man, don't end up like me. You're not going to be no kind of inspiring story. You're not going to be no kind of cool kid on the block. You're going to be a cautionary tale. Don't end up like me. Those are the guys who are willfully ignorant as long as they could be. And at some point, the realization caught up to them that they really, really messed up. I hate to say it like that, but that's the whole reason why I'm big on getting across to my brothers. This ain't to shame you. This ain't to beat you down. This is hopefully to keep you from beating yourself down. Because accountability now is so much more valuable than nostalgia when it's too late. That's going to go over some people's heads. Accountability now is going to serve you so much better than nostalgia when it's too late. All you got is memories of what you once had and thoughts of what you could have instead of creating new memories with what you kept because you did the work and you were willing to be accountable and you were willing to actually grow. But fumbling the real woman is not a flex. It's not the flex y'all think it is. Y'all be describing these women that you had, that you played with, that you lied to and got away with. And it's like, brother, but you're not getting away from karma. You're not getting away from that. And long gone are the days where men are just like, oh, you can't have a sexual history. I know there's some guys who are squeamish about that, but honestly, after the age of, say, 30, ain't nobody expecting you to be a virgin. Ain't nobody expecting you to not have tried at love. Like, if you genuinely love as a woman, if you love connection, at some point, you're going to take it all the way there with somebody. Whether they do right by that or not, you can't control that. But any grown man is not going to trip because you got some kind of past. Men out there who thinking you can go out here and describe every woman that you had as if you've marked her for good and now pushed her away from any man who could possibly want her. I'm here to give you newsflash, buddy. We don't care nothing about that. If she faithful and she clean, we don't care nothing about that. Whatever happened, it happened. Matter of fact, I'll say this. We do care. Thank you. Thank you for not getting it right. This is what the new man gonna feel once you fumble that real woman that you take it for granted right now. Man, I appreciate you for not getting it right. Oh, well, I appreciate you for being so dumb. If the new man that God sends her way could talk to you, if you was important enough for that man to send you a message, it would be a thank you card. Y'all think that y'all just staining that woman or giving her some kind of scarlet letter where ain't nobody else gonna want her? Her new man, I promise you, the same way the woman that you fumbled was on his vision board and in his prayers and he got her, I guarantee you were part of his prayers too. Lord, thank you. Lord, thank you that man wasn't trying to hear with nothing that you had to say. Thank you that man was We're seeing Derrick Jackson out here trying to enlighten him and let his ego and pride get the best of him. Because he don't like Derrick. Derrick ain't perfect. Thank you, Lord. That man kept ignoring your daughter's pleas to get his act together, to be right, because him not listening only opened the door for me. And she gonna love it here. This is what the new man would say to you. You think you got such a flex messing up what God sent your way to protect? That next man gonna be flexing with all of the mistakes that you made that he know not to. Yeah, he gonna be flexing. You let it get in the hands of a real one who got way more to offer than just money. Upfront date nights that you can't sustain the energy of. You want to make it your full priority when it comes to getting in the pants or, just at least convincing her you want to be her man in a monogamous, healthy relationship. Talking that talk just to prove you can do it or think that you can do it, but you can't keep it up. You can't sustain it because it's got to be in you. It ain't on you. Now, I'm here to tell you, sisters, some men, you can't teach what's not in them. But y'all gonna let history be your teacher. You gonna learn the hard way or you gonna learn the easy way because you listen. But somehow, some way, you gonna learn. And back to the finances thing, I want every woman out there to understand it's okay to have you a provider. Matter of fact, I think it's great to have you a provider. Be very mindful of these guys who use their money to compensate for their character that they don't have. They don't want to be a provider. They want to be a puppeteer. They want to control you. They want to do what's necessary now to become so valuable that you have all of this ease and peace of mind with them and maybe some level of dependence just so they can snatch that rug from you whenever you start seeing the character for what it is. Those are the guys who try to remind you wouldn't have nothing if it wasn't for them. They can cut your lights off or stop paying your bill and you're going to be messed up. That's those type of guys. And I'm big on being able to be interdependent with a man, meaning selectively and intentionally, quote unquote, dependent and reliant of a man, but not dependent. You can get you a provider without being helpless. I know some of y'all scared of that conversation, but that's just the elephant in the room. You don't have to be helpless. If you ain't got your money right now, or maybe you got a little bit of money, but you getting burnt out every day at a job that you hate, you live in a lifestyle that you know, this ain't right. This ain't what I want to be on. I'm not eating how I want to eat. I ain't living where I want to live. You can't even put yourself together nicely every day. Your spirit ain't right. Nothing's right about what you got going on. It don't have to stay that way, sis. That's why I pay my own bills. I love that, Janice. Even more than just paying your own bills, is having some disposable income to where if you needed a week off for your mental health, you could take it. If you're not there, I'm doing a live webinar tomorrow to show you how to get there in 90 days. If your credit score starts with a 4, a 5, a 6, or even a 7, you need to be on that webinar. If it starts with a 7 or an 8 and you ain't got $200,000 or more in your account right now, you need to be on that webinar. It's free, and I'm giving away $1,000 live. I did it last week. Those who was on it, you already know. Y'all, hey, too many testimonials came in about lives that changed just off of that webinar. There's no reason you should be in a position where a man's entire value add to your life is predicated on finances. It's great if he's a provider. It's great if he can make life a little bit easier. But it's even better if you could do it without him and you choosing to do it with him because he's earning that space in your life. Yeah, the link is down in the comments, by the way. I don't know if y'all can see. I pinned the link down in the comments. Let me put it one more time. Register tomorrow. I'm giving away $1,000 live. I did it last week. If you got Zelle, Cash App, Apple Pay, that was a great webinar, says Ashley. Oh, yeah. I told you I don't play. You got a 735, you might be ready to get that 200,000 within the next 30 days. But that's beside the point. We're going to talk tomorrow about it. $1,000 giveaway. This is the last time I'm doing it, and it's live. It's not a replay. Let me make that very clear. This isn't a replay webinar. You ain't going to just be able to watch this. You got to show up live. I'm going to take questions, all that good stuff. The link is down there in the comments, also in the caption. But moral of the story is this. I'm all for brothers that make it through tough times, that can acknowledge that they made bad decisions in life, and you know what? They understand now. And they're willing to move better and grow. And evolve through their own mess ups. I'm one of them. But a lot of y'all making these decisions and you lining up to make the exact same ones because you think somebody admire you or think you cool because you had the good decision to make and didn't make it. Brother, fumbling a real woman is not the flex that you think it is. You effed up. You effed up bad. And your F up is going to be another man's come up. And that's when it's really going to hurt. If y'all know what I'm saying to be true, hit the share button right now. We need more men to understand this before it's too late. There's so many guys that got a real one in their corner right now, and they just do not know what's coming for them if they let that woman go. Hit the share button if you got something to value. Should be a little arrow down there. And again, if you want access to this webinar tomorrow, I'm giving away $1,000 free, clear, all that tomorrow on the webinar live, December 21st. The link is down here. It's at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going into the new year on a whole different vibe. Straight up like that. Oh, the link is also in the caption by the title. I'll let